The Industrial Revolution brought about a huge economic boost for the United States. But this rapid growth in manufacturing and commerce raised serious questions about congressional and state powers when it comes to regulating commerce in the states. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 3 of the Constitution gave Congress the authority to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among the several states and with the Indian tribes. But in the early 1800s, the national government and states were testing the boundaries of national power related to the regulation of the economy. One important case that helped to define some of these boundaries of the Interstate Commerce Clause was the 1824 case of Gibbons v. Ogden. To understand this case, we must first understand some background. In the early 1800s, New York state law gave certain individuals exclusive rights, or a monopoly, to operate steamboats on the Hudson River. In other words, the New York State Legislature decided which boat operators gained New York business. Aaron Ogden was one of these boat operators. Thomas Gibbons, on the other hand, a boat operator himself, wanted a piece of the action. He held a federal license to operate a steamboat between New York and New Jersey, so he began to do so. This violated the New York state law, and Ogden filed a complaint to stop Gibbons' operations. Eventually, the Supreme Court agreed to decide the controversy. Ogden, of course, argued that New York state law gave him the exclusive right to operate over Gibbons. Gibbons' position rested on the idea that the Constitution's Interstate Commerce Clause gave the federal government exclusive power to regulate commerce between the states, and the Supremacy Clause made the laws of Congress take precedence over state laws. In a unanimous decision, the court sided with Gibbons. Chief Justice John Marshall wrote the opinion for the case, naming the New York law invalid because of the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution. The court's opinion held that Congress had the power to regulate any commerce between states, and further defined commerce by including navigation of the waterways. Since shipping was interstate commerce, or commerce between the states, it was subject to regulation by the federal government, not the states. This decision supported the growth of a national economy rooted in free enterprise and competition in the marketplace, rather than monopolies granted to benefit specific individuals or companies. It also supported federal supremacy over state laws as granted under the Constitution. This case would have far-reaching implications throughout the 20th century, as Congress passed nearly any law under an increasingly broad definition of interstate commerce. The rise of the internet and online commerce has continued to develop the idea of interstate commerce, leading to persisting controversy regarding the relative powers of federal and state governments. For more information on this and many other important court cases throughout history, be sure to check out the other videos in our Homework Help series.